and thank you for visiting Therapeutic Community Solutions Incorporated, the website tcsforeveryone.org. Whatever has brought you to this site, I just want to say welcome. All right. My name is Ayman Hunter, the President and CEO of this wonderful nonprofit organization. A quick rundown of who I am. My college career consisted of 3 universities. Now, that may look a little weird. Say, oh, you went to 3 different schools. Well, at each school, I stayed for about, give or take, 2 years. And eventually, I did graduate. And the reason why I went to each school is because at a young age, I was so driven on becoming the next Michael Jordan. And I always thought that the grass was greener on the other side. Well, if I went to this school, I could average 30. If I went to this one, I could average 40. Never quite panned out that way, but I learned a very important lesson, that the grass is not always greener. But I also learned a more important lesson than that along the way, always learn something from what it is that you're going through. Every experience has a lesson within it. Started off my college career at a wonderful school called the University of South Alabama in Mobile, Alabama. There I studied business administration. It was at that time that I really acquired a love for business. I eventually went to Albany State University, HBCU, down in Albany, Georgia. There I studied health, physical education, and recreation. At that time, I got a love for education that I still have. I learned how to develop lesson plans, teach classes, and control the crowd to some extent. Those things are very important in my field and with anything that I've ever done. I also learned a lot about health and how to apply it to my everyday life, and physical education and the importance it has in the life of the youth. Moving on. At Auburn University, I got my degree in humanities and social science. Both are like the study, humanities is more like the study of the human person. Keyword, human. Humanities. Social science is like the study of society. The study of our environments, our neighborhoods, our communities. You put the two together, you make almost a perfect person. All right. Now, some of my advanced trainings, I have a great understanding of Medicaid and Medicare policies. I have a certification as an anger management specialist. I not too long ago passed the test to become a probation officer if I ever wanted to. I also am specialized or have a certification in what is called SCM, or Safety Crisis Management. Also a certification in nonviolent intervention. And I'm certified in teaching life skills. Moving on. I currently work at Peachford Hospital as a lodge coordinator for the Partial Hospitalization Program, a program aimed towards those individuals that have either advanced from some form of inpatient treatment or don't need inpatient treatment at all, but are seeking some form of therapy with substance-related issues and or psychosis. Psychological related issues that can be as deep as hallucinations or bipolar depression or any form of manic behavior. There I do a multitude of things. Just to give you a quick rundown of some of the things, those things can be as simple as giving somebody a drive to the train station or talking someone down from a suicidal event, dealing with a patient that has just had a seizure and trying to, control that type of situation. I also do things like administer medication at times. I do groups. And in very few cases, I do one-on-one therapy. Moving on. Oh, quick note about Peachford Hospital. Peachford Hospital is one of the longest running mental institutions in the state of Georgia. And it is a part of UHS, which is one of the biggest corporations with over 50, probably more than 50 hospitals actually, but a hospital in almost every one of the 50 states, and including Puerto Rico in America. Before Peachford, I was at Anchor Hospital. Anchor is a sister hospital to Peachford, also owned by UHS, and there I did the same exact thing that I do at Peachford. However, Peachford is a little bit bigger and therefore offers a little bit more opportunity. At both hospitals, I also work part-time as an MHA, which is a mental health assistant, associate, aide, whatever you want to call it. I work hand in hand with the doctors and the therapists and the nurses, and I work in a multitude of aspects. On any given day, you can find me working with youth as young as 3 years old, or with geriatric patients as old as 90, or even 100 in one case. I also work on the stabilization unit and detox units and all those units. I've seen it all and I've done a lot, and I'm very grateful for all of it. Moving on. I've also worked, I started my own company maybe about 3 or 4 years ago called Quantum Auto Wholesalers. Now, a lot of people thought, where did your desire come from selling cars? Believe it or not, like everything I've ever done, my desire came from helping people. I've seen people get ripped off. I've seen people overpay for cars. I've seen people put themselves in situations where they couldn't get out. So I developed a company, small as it may have been, that focused on helping individuals find the cars they wanted for the price they could afford. Over the course of about 3 years, I sold maybe, give or take, I think I counted it up one day as 176 cars, all while keeping a full-time job. Let's move on. When I moved back to Atlanta, I was blessed to be given the job as the Boys and Girls Club social rec instructor. Well, I shortly was promoted to what is called the Health and PE instructor. As a Health and PE instructor, I developed programs that not only educated the youth, but educated at times their parents on different health, I guess you can say tactics, different things to do to live a more healthier life. I also developed sporting programs that involve Boys and Girls Clubs all over the metro area, flag football league and a basketball league. I'm very, very grateful. I am extremely proud of the work that I was able to do with the Boys and Girls Club, and I will always be indebted to them. They gave me the opportunity to really shine and to show people what I could do and to have a great effect on the community as a whole. The job before that was at the Bridge Incorporated, the Davis Treatment Center in Montgomery, Alabama. I worked there as a case manager. You can look up the Bridge Incorporated. I think it's thebridgeincorporated.org. The Davis Treatment Center was a program that started in 2010 that was actually around before that, but the Bridge stepped in and helped bring them back. It was an outpatient program where, as a case manager, I specialized in teaching life skills, and I pretty much handled the case of about 15 to 17 youth that were involved in some form of juvenile detention at some point in time. During that time, I did family visits, I did counseling sessions, and I helped families to find assistance to help get out of their current situation. A very fulfilling job. And I did things that I didn't even think that I could do. I had many kids to get GEDs, to get enrolled in college, and things like that. Again, so humbling when you deal with these type of jobs and you put yourself in these kind of environments. Moving on. Before the Bridge, surprisingly, I worked for a company called Fox WCOV, Channel 20 in Montgomery, Alabama. Now, I think that every job is important, but this one, what led me to it pretty much was I was about to have a child and I needed a job. And I needed something that paid fairly decent. There I worked as a master control operator. And in my year and a half, almost 2 years with the company, I was given awards. I was 2 times Employee of the Month. It was just a great experience. It helped me to learn something about, how the broadcasting works in general. The broadcasting world works in general. But we're going to move on from that. Before that, I did a short stint with the Center for Leadership and Public Policy at Alabama State University. Now, that was a contract job, and I pretty much came in and I did research projects for them. I knew it would be a short-lived job, but like all my jobs, it was fulfilling and I learned a lot. I was able to literally go into a program that was already running and take years, decades worth of newspapers, articles, all types of things, and come up with an archive system that I would like to believe the university is still using to this day. Before that, I worked at Burlington Coat Factory as a sales associate. Pretty simplistic job. However, again, so fulfilling. I worked in the baby department. I helped with baby registries, and I helped women to buy things, and at times men too, and families as a whole. I put together furniture. I handled inventory, did a lot of stock type things. Nothing extremely complicated. My first job in counseling was with a company that my father started, Al Jami Islamic Community Center. Well, my father is no longer with us, so the company isn't either. There, although not a certified counselor, and I hadn't even acquired my degree yet, I saw many families come in and out of a house that fit about a good, let's say, I think if I remember correctly, it was 5 families, 6-bedroom house. During that time, I helped ex-convicts find jobs. I helped women find assistance, food stamps, Section 8, things of that nature. And to step into something that you know nothing about, but you see these people with a need and a desire to do better and be able to help them, it was never about the money. Just like any of my jobs, never about the money. A little bit of my volunteer experience. I volunteered with the Cobb County Parks and Recs when a great individual by the name of Nicholas Clark was a program director. I was a volunteer coach with the Houston Hills Junior High School down in Montgomery, Alabama. I also was a coach for an AAU program, or what is known as a Nike travel team, and I was influential in helping, I think about, last time I counted, 17 kids make it to college, and 8 of them make it to major Division I colleges. We traveled all over the United States. At times I had to recruit kids, and I trained them. I even had kids spend the night at my home, all types of things that me and my wife did, for these kids. And we never received $1. But to see what they are now is more than enough pay. To kind of wrap it up, every school I've ever went to, I played sports except for Auburn. I also, worked in camps. I worked in promoting the camps, developing the camps, staffing the camps. I did all types of things. But with all of that said, I am more than ready to jump into my next venture. And whatever that venture is, whatever that job is, one thing that's going to stay consistent. If I can't help someone, I don't want to do it at all. Everything I do is basically with one goal in mind: helping the community. Because I live in this community, and it is very important to me. Yeah, I've done things, and I've acquired a lot of skills, computer skills, typing skills, all this type of things. But the biggest thing that I've ever done is help people. I was very, very, very fortunate to go to Wheeler High School, which is a nationally accredited, nationally recognized high school for sports and academics. And I went to these big universities that are known worldwide. And through it all I can think is whatever I've gathered as far as information and the intellect that I may have, gotten, I really just want to share it with someone else. I want to help someone else see what I see. I want to help someone else get to where I've been, and actually somewhere better than where I've been. So it's not about money. It is genuinely about paying it forward. Before my father passed away, he said something to me that I live by every single day. Ayman, as long as you're working towards something, whether you know it or not. I hope that this has helped you to better understand who I am and what I'm all about. And if you ever have any questions, please reach out to me. Because in this short video, there's no way that I can cover everything. Thank you. And please, please have a blessed day.